Welcome to our video where we try to convince you about why you should and shouldn't live during the era of classical liberalism. So, reasons you might want to live in the era of classical liberalism. So, a major positive of the classical liberalism era was the ability of individuals in the society to make their own free decisions, mainly on matters relating to religion, trade, and speech. So this freedom enables society to prosper during that era.
Another reason why you should probably consider living in that era would be the limited and almost non-existent government involvement. The government was only involved in the protection of the people's rights and freedoms and nothing else.
So the constant emphasis on limiting government involvement as well as preaching individual freedom allowed for many innovations and advancements, mainly in fields like science, technology, and commerce.
Finally, classical liberalism also promoted the idea of secularism. This idea essentially stated that the religion institutions should be separate from the state, ensuring religious freedom. This means you would not be persecuted or discriminated against in the name of religion. Another reason that you may want to consider living during the classical liberalism era is that the significance of the legal system that treats all individuals equally, irrespective of their social or economic background, was held by classical liberals. The foundation of contemporary democracies is this idea.
So these are a few reasons you might enjoy your stay in the era of classical liberalism. However, life then was not all sunshine and rainbows. Although living in the era would have its merits, with it would come some drawbacks. Firstly, the emphasis on free market and the liberty of individuals sometimes led to significant inequalities in fields like wealth and social statuses. The wealthy were the ones that were usually benefited, and the poor were the ones who usually suffered.
Also, the degradation of the environment was another major drawback that people living in that society now you would face. The constant focus on the growth of the economy and industrialization resulted in the environment's eventual deterioration, with pollution levels being at their peak during this era.
Another reason you might want to reconsider living during the era of classical liberalism would be the restrictions on women's rights. Women were given limited access to schools, property, participation in politics, which created an atmosphere of gender inequality throughout this era.
Finally, many classical liberal societies were also colonial powers. The subjugation and prejudice faced by indigenous people often was used for the gain of industrialists was prevalent through this era.
Another drawback of living during the era of classical liberalism would be that during this time, workers had limited rights and safeguards. Because there were no labor laws in place, workers had little options for addressing unjust treatment or hazardous working conditions, resulting in an unjust and uncomfortable work environment. So, this was our short and detailed explanation about the era of classical liberalism, and these points were hopefully enough to persuade you to either live or not live in this era. Thank you.